A long, long time ago, in a beautiful garden called Eden, God created the first man, Adam. He made the trees, the flowers, the rivers, and all the animals. But there was something missing. Adam was alone, and God saw that it wasn't good for him to be by himself. So, God decided to make someone special to be his helper and companion. God created a woman from one of Adam's ribs, and he called her Eve. Eve was the first woman ever made, and she was kind, beautiful, and full of joy. She lived in the Garden of Eden, where everything was perfect. The trees were full of delicious fruits, the animals were peaceful, and there was no sadness or pain. God gave Adam and Eve a special gift. They could walk and talk with him every day. They had a wonderful life in the garden, and God told them to take care of the world he had created. But there was one rule God gave them. He told them they could eat from every tree in the garden except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. One day, while Eve was walking near the forbidden tree, a serpent appeared. The serpent was very clever, and he tricked Eve into thinking that eating the fruit from the tree would make her wise like God. Eve was curious, and she took a bite of the fruit. She gave some to Adam, and he ate it too. As soon as they ate the fruit, they realized they had done something wrong. They felt ashamed and tried to hide from God. God called to them and asked, "Where are you?" Adam and Eve were afraid because they had disobeyed him. God was sad that Adam and Eve had broken his rule, but he still loved them. Because they disobeyed, they had to leave the beautiful garden, and life became harder for them. But God promised them that one day, someone special would come to fix the world and bring them back to him. Eve learned an important lesson that day. Sometimes, it's easy to be tempted by things that seem good, but it's always better to trust God and follow his rules. Even though Adam and Eve made a mistake, God still had a plan to help them and all people. Here is what I learned from the Eve story. Trusting God's word, Eve learned that God's rules are there to protect us, and it's always better to trust and obey him. Facing consequences, when we make mistakes, there are consequences, but God still loves us and has a plan to help us. Curiosity and temptation. Eve's story teaches us to be careful with our curiosity and to be wise about what we choose to listen to. God's love and plan. Even when we make mistakes, God's love is always there, and he has a plan for us to make things right.